We have a microphone for you. If all of you are okay, is it possible to come forward so that we can have a short question and answer session here? There are some people with questions.
Thanks very much. Thanks very much.
How else can we find more information about our national reserve? Because this has been in a dark for many years, and even after our Ong Ting Cheong died, until today, we had no refresh information about the reserve. Because it tells thousands of stories. Can you enlighten us? Is there any way we can do something about knowing the national reserve?
Actually, the reserves is managed by 3 different entities: Temasek, GIC, and MAS. We know the exact amount that Temasek and MAS manage is about 500 over billion. It's only the amount of GIC that is managed that is secret. But yes, what they say is that they manage at least US $100 billion. So you add the 3 together, according to one newspaper, estimated to be 800 billion. In other countries, some people have estimated it to be around 1 trillion. So it's probably somewhere between 800 billion to 1 trillion. I hope that answers your question. Yeah.
Is Mr. Tan Kin Lian around? Yeah, okay. Now, Mr. Tan Kin Lian raised the point about national service being a problem in Singapore, that it is detrimental to employment. Actually, we all must be very careful when we speak about doing away with national service or reducing national service, saying that 8 months is sufficient and whatever. Now, especially it is hot in the news over the past 2 months. You know what happens to a country where you are helpless, like Ukraine. Now, the problem is not national service. The problem is employers. Employers discriminating against national service employees. Now, if we were to use Mr. Tan Kin Lian's logic, that means pregnancy must be banned because maternity leave causes many people to be retrenched. So we ban pregnancy, is it? Cannot be, right? So we must have rules and regulations that protect our national servicemen when they do their national service, so that employers do not discriminate against them. That's why just now, like Roy said about the Fair Employment Act and all those things, to make sure that our national servicemen, after they ORD, they should be given first preference for all the jobs, because they have given 2 to 3 years of their life serving the nation, and that the country must do for them. Not to say that we don't need national service, we don't need 2 years to train the people. No, you just have to look around in places where you are weak. Your bigger brothers around you will take over. And if we think that we can depend on the Americans, or for some people now we say we can depend on the next superpower, the Chinese, forget about it. What is Obama doing in Ukraine? He only doing a lot of talking, right? But he's not actually protecting the people of Ukraine. So only we can protect ourselves. So don't talk about reducing national service. Talk about employers protecting the national servicemen. This is what we must be doing. It is the employers. And how to make the employers? It is the government that must institute rules and regulations that make sure the employers do their part. And if they don't do their part, penalize them. That is the way to go. Thank you.
Well, the technical, it's difficult because Kin Lian is not here, but I suppose the technical issue of how long national service should be is a technical question. That's up to the defense authorities.
If Mr. Tan Kin Lian is an ex-military officer with 30 years service, I will respect him.
Well, yeah, okay, maybe. I mean, well, he's
he
not
has
now.
got
So
no
yeah.
qualification to speak about defense.
Okay, perhaps we.
That's
yeah.
very important.
Yes, thank you.
That's very, very
yeah.
important.
Yeah, perhaps it's difficult to answer that because
No,
he's not here. Let's not attack Mr. Tan because he's not here.
No, that's why I asked for him.
Okay.
No, but
he's not here, lah. So.
no, but
yeah.
my point is this.
No, the point is taken. It's a very clear
any
point.
one of us
Yeah.
who thinks that we can
Yeah.
do away with national service, forget it. Because it is
Yeah, thank you. I think your
for
point is
own
taken.
nation. Don't ever, because Singapore, we lose our Singapore, we got nothing. So this is something which we must not give away. Thank you.
If you study history, all empires fall eventually. Of course, there are many reasons why empires fall, but the one clear one that happens every time is when a country does not truly look after its citizens, then it is the beginning of the end. When a country from a cash flow perspective collect as much taxes and social security as the Nordic countries and yet give so little benefits to its citizens, like I said earlier, repeat, from a cash flow perspective, we are the only country in the world that does not spend a single cent on healthcare or pension or public housing. So if you look from a cash flow perspective, we have become a country where we collect as much as other governments, but we spend so little. And the outcome is that so many people are struggling, they are suffering. And unless this change, I don't think we have to wait 100 years. Singapore may not be around much sooner.
I want to thank all the speakers today. I think you all have done a very good job, and we are really proud to be here to listen to all of you. If I may be allowed, there was this topic that was not touched upon, and which is education. The current streaming, the current education system. May I have your thoughts on that, please?
Actually, Empowering Singaporean was founded last year, October, after I ended my lawsuit, or my lawsuit came to a standstill. So in November, we had a prelude. Then December, we actually touched on education. So January, we went overseas to India to research on the Little India riot. In February, we organized a pre-budget forum. In March, we actually had a protest against SNCC. So in April, we went to a Nordic country, and now in May, we are talking about labor issues. So education was actually touched on last year already. Then in our upcoming event in next month and following month, we will basically be healthcare, HDB, all this. Yeah.
Thank you.